Hey folks, today I'd like to show you an unreleased TI-99 4A title from Imagic, Wing War. This title was released for the Colecovision, but its TI-99 4A version was sadly never released. A lot of what we can know about the TI-99 4A version is consequently based on the very similar Colecovision version, but for today's purposes, let's explore the adventures that await in the TI-99 4A version, which never saw the light of day.
Adventures await, Dragon Master.
As you say, we've got a nicely animated little dragon here. In an earlier prototype of the game, which also exists as a ROM out there on the web, the dragon is not animated, and this is likewise the case in the ColecoVision version. But here we got a nice animated dragon. Game design and control is reminiscent of Fathom, also from Imagic. And so if you played that, well, this is that on a somewhat grander scale, I'd say. So the goal here is to collect crystals, basically. The spin, however, here is that picking up this water crystal, I'm going to have to pass it through a series of fountains. Why? Well, only the designers know. In order to clean that crystal to take it back to my dragon's den. So I've taken this water crystal, I've passed it through the 3 fountains outside my den, and I'm going to take it back to my den here, where these little monsters have taken up residence, and to drop it in my den, because in the TI-99 4A version here, unreleased and therefore perhaps a little lacking in quality assurance,
Your strength grows.
I have to take special measures to drop the crystal, which does not get dropped upon immediate entry to the den as it does in the ColecoVision version. So what I did there is I just nuzzled up against that enemy, which caused me to drop the crystal and caused it to be claimed by my den. So you'll see me doing that in the future. So I've got a water crystal now. I'm going to proceed to get the next crystal, which I must acquire in order. Per the ColecoVision version's manual, I am going to have to collect water, fire, and air crystals, but you must collect an air crystal in between fire and water crystals. So that is to say, you can collect your crystals in the order water, air, fire, or fire, air, water, but air must be the second crystal. So that is what I'm going to collect now. Now there's one hiding down here, and the route is a little strange, but if I nuzzle down here, I can pick up this crystal. Takes a light hand, but there we are. If you drop the crystal, you can always pick it back up. Then I'm going to drop back down into the caverns, avoid some bats, avoid some bees, and take this back towards the fountains where I've got to wash my crystals. You can see I've got 22 hits there. That's indicating how many, well, hit points effectively I've got. How many times my dragon can get hit before it dies. I've washed my air crystal in the 3 fountains. Now to drop it, again, since it's not detected immediately, I'm going to have to knock myself against something to drop the crystal manually, and my strength grows. So I've now got an air and a water crystal there. So my final task is going to be to get a fire crystal. Well, my final towards the purpose of building a super crystal, which is the goal here. One of the goals. but the central one. The central way you progress in this version of the game. I don't actually want that air crystal, but whoop, those guys are mean. And you've got to be careful on these screens about coming in on the right-hand side because they will mess you up. So if I come in on the left-hand side there, you see they don't manage to mess me up quite as bad. What I'm doing now is I'm heading over to the volcano, which is where I'll get my much-needed fire. There, we're at the volcano. But fire crystals don't always have a habit of appearing, so we'll see what we can do about that. They may or may not cooperate immediately. You can see attacking this creature gives me some water crystals, but I don't need those. And a fun aspect of this game is that not only is it a relatively open world, but it's a destructible environment, so you can see this creature itself is destroying his damn home. That's fine with me. There we go. We got our fire crystal. A red-colored fire crystal. Now begins the task at the center of the game of bringing it back home without dropping it. And getting it to the fountains. Some new perils, dropping stalactites, which is I guess what those are, and even greater perils, spiders, which are a fun little enemy. Really creative enemy design. Got to give them credit there. So that's one fountain, two fountains. I'm going to go back down to despawn those spiders and then get past them. Wash there, go back to despawn those spiders, go past the first one, then the second one can be tricky. But I made it past. Then again, we're going to use the trick where we knock against something.
The super crystal is yours, Master.
The super crystal is mine, Master. And I'll kill one of these guys just to celebrate, because what are they doing in my den? Anyway, that's the basic gameplay of Wing War for TI-99 4A. A fun little game, you know, essentially completed, never released. I don't know why. I would like to know. But one I absolutely recommend to TI-99 4A fans to play, because a lot of fun. Anyway, this is Pixel signing off. Have fun.